So let's wait a couple of minutes and then I will start with that what I have announced in my story. So if you are interested, then you can join as well. I hope that everyone is fine at the moment and healthy. Hello Sveta, I hope you're good. Hello Jay, I hope you're good too. I will wait for 1 or 2 minutes and then I'll start. It's very hot outside. My body can't handle that, and I needed to dark my room and making my lights on from my room, getting headache, but I think before my body says I got a migraine attack, I will I will do this live stream because I'm worried. I'm absolutely worried about what is going on nowadays, recently in our scene, and I think it's time that we should speak about that together. So this is also up to you. If you have questions or if you want to give answers, your thoughts, you can do it. Feel free to do it. It is not that you're not allowed to giving answers. Hello to those who's joining the live streams. I hope you're good. Okay, so I think we can start. Before I start, this live stream will be saved and uploaded on my YouTube channel, not here on Instagram, and you will get the link as well in to warte gerade auf den Arzt, man kann den Live-Stream plötzlich verlassen. No worries, keine Sorge Sveta, der Livestream, der wird auch auf YouTube hochgeladen, aber nicht hier auf Instagram, und der Link wird dann zur Verfügung gestellt, damit auch die Leute danach haben, sich das anzuhören. So no worries for those who are not able to be as long as they're possible in the live stream. It will be uploaded on YouTube and you will get the link in the Instagram story that you are able to watch that afterwards. Hello Zoltan, I hope you're fine. So before I'm asking the questions, this is not about calling out others. This is not about pointing fingers to others. Yeah. This is about questions, what all concerns to us. I'm repeating first what I was saying in the beginning. I'm worried. I'm deeply worried about what is happening recently in our scene. There's more division than ever. There's more fights online, more discussions online, unhealthy discussions online, which causes more tension inside of the scene. And that makes me worried about the future of the scene, about both scenes, Shuffle and Shapes, but especially more for Shuffle because I'm a shuffler and not a shaper. I have prepared many questions here, so these are 23 questions, thoughts that I have in my head, thoughts they maybe you have also in your head, but you were not able to speak that out because you were getting in fear of being labeled as a hater, or toxic or something else. But I think when I don't want to put myself in a position, but I think when someone is asking these questions, what this guy has in the head, in this case me, maybe some of you is thinking the same or thinking similar things. So I will start with the questions and I will go from one to the last questions, and I will give you a little bit of time to think about all these questions I have before I go to the next one. And if you have something that you want to give me, if you have something you want to answer about these questions, what your thoughts really are, then you are able to do it. So the first question is, why has it become so hard to give honest feedback without it being labeled as hate? What do you think? Why has it become so hard to give honest feedback without being labeled as hate? What is your opinion about it? It's really bad there right now too. Get it. I think no one is answering or someone is writing. That's why I will asking the same question again. And then I will giving my answer, and you have the time to answer also in the chat. So the chat is open. Hello. So the first question was, why has it become so hard to give honest feedback without being labeled as hate? My assumption is that, don't get me wrong, we were isolated. What I mean is, we had a really hard time through the pandemic. We were isolated. We had not the opportunity to go out and doing sports, doing dancing. We got strict rules, especially, for example, here in Germany. I remember that there were police officers. Hello, Timbo. There were police officers who kicked me out of the place. And it makes also a lot of sensitivity during the pandemic and also after that, because I think I got also a kind of damage about it, because it was one of the hardest times that I actually experienced in my life, and I'm 30 right now, and it took 4 years to been through. So I will giving you the next question. It's including with the first one. Mir geht's gut und dir? Everyone takes offense to everything that isn't comfortable. But why? This is the thing. Why? Is it because of the oversensitivity? Is it because it doesn't suit to their point of view? This is for me a question at all. Hello. So I will go to the next question, which again is including to the first one. When did we stop seeing criticism as something valuable? What I mean is, imagine you uploading a video and someone is criticizing you constructively, not destructively, constructively. But you yourself don't see that as constructively. You have the image, if you see this criticism like, your dance is shit, you are shit, you will not be better. This is what I have observed and seen during the last 2 years, I would say. And it goes worse and worse. So again, why did we stop seeing criticism as something valuable? What is your opinion about it? Oh, my head fucks me up. I will also share the live stream to people they might interested into this topic. Let's see. Let's see. So, any thoughts here? When did we stop seeing criticism as something valuable? Oh, hello. For those who joined the live stream, I'm deeply worried about what happened nowadays within our scene, and I have thoughts, questions, and I wanna ask the questions here, and you are able to also giving your point of view, giving your thoughts. This live stream will be saved and uploaded on YouTube, that for the others, they have the opportunity to see that. When, I don't know, I think afterwards or in the evening, I will see what my migraine is doing with me. So I will go to the next question here. So we are by the third question. I have prepared questions for everyone here, and you are again able to giving your point of view. Why is it so hard to simply sit down and talk to each other, and why does the frustration end up as a comment under someone else's post instead? Again, why is it so hard to simply sit down and talk to each other, and why does the frustration end up as a comment under someone else's post instead? I'm doing lunch but listening a little time. Yeah, that's cool. Hello to those who joined the live stream. I hope you're fine and healthy. It's pretty hot here. What is your point of view? Ali, that's good. I'm speaking here about things that concerned us in the shuffle scene. Maybe it's also interesting for you, maybe not, I don't know. But it's about what is going on in the community. Ego. That's short, but it's true. It is true. I think we all have a certain kind of ego. I wonder if smaller communities should be ensuring to have these conversations in person after a session rather than it be a discussion that happens solely online. This is a good thing. I assume that, don't get me wrong, but some people doesn't understood the word community. They're just going to classes and doing their class, and after the class they went back at home, for example, or do not attend to a meetup, do not get in touch with the culture as well. If someone says that you dance like shit, it's not a criticism, it's an insult. Yeah, that's right. That's an insult. But I do not mean an insult in general, like you dance like shit, but imagine, Sveta, I'm giving you feedback, honest feedback, what you can do to improve yourself, for example, and it doesn't come to you as the constructive criticism. You as a person read that you dance like shit, blah 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 blah, and you are getting more demotivated. And this is something which is, I would say, a kind of problem in our scene, that the criticism will mostly seen as an hate, regardless how you explained it, you know? For example, the dance community I'm involved here in Boston, the leader makes sure we all take time to talk about different battle criticisms and culture shifts. It keeps us connected and seeking growth humbly. That's a good point. That's a really, really good point. And this is really important. Sit down after a class or after a meetup and talk to each other, creating a bond with all the people they are around of you. Let them speak, let them asking questions, that they feeling welcomed into the scene. This is really important. In my case, it is really important. For me, it is the most important things. And this is also what I kind of criticize, that the meetup culture is sometimes decreasing. People going to classes, for example, and it gives, I don't know who, but I think you know the problem, that we have certain teachers who do not introduce the meetups. I've got an info or a statement from a person in private, like that this person was thinking meetups are only for people they are experiencing the dance. But this is not what this culture is explaining to you, or this is not what this dance is telling you. A meetup is for everyone. It's the same with a session in other dance styles, in hip-hop, in crump, and breaking, etc. This is really important because you cannot grow as a human, especially, and also as a dancer too, I'm sure that the only legal way to criticize is when you have been asked for your opinion. In other cases, could be destroyed. Yeah, or if you ask the person, can I give you feedback? Like, do not give feedback directly, immediately, without being asked. Ask first or being asked. I just wonder if, because we don't talk in person, our opinions and hurt explodes online. We don't seem to know what community really is. Yep, true, true. It's true. Where I was, doesn't matter. I will go to the next question here. So the fourth one. How late is it? Okay. And yet so many people share similar views. Why can't we see that when we have never actually meet or talk, regardless online or offline? Because if we are not able to meet each other because we are in a different continent, we have Discord, we have WhatsApp, we have Instagram here, where we can exchange to each other. Why is it not possible? Why can't we see that when we have similar views? I mean, we want to bring the dance further, right? This is something which is in my head too. So again, and yet so many people share similar views. Why can't we see that when we never actually meet or talk, regardless online or offline? Short ad. But take your protein, take your subs, creatine, omega-3, magnesium, etc. Take also care about your health as a dancer. We are athletes/artists, and our body is our weapon. So to those who are here or joining here, this live stream will be uploaded on Insta. On YouTube, not here on Insta, and you have the opportunity to watch it afterwards if you was not able to watch the stream, asking questions or giving your point of view. Because our beliefs separate us versus connecting over the commonality of dance. Whoa. Alright, that's deep. Alright, separate. But this answer has a kind of weight. So good answer, man. So this live stream is here for those who joined, not about pointing fingers to each other or calling out someone, and I will not calling names. This is about questions who concerns to all of us. Les Perry. Hello to those who joined here. I'm speaking here about what worries me inside of the scene nowadays. And I've experienced and seen that we have more division than ever. And this should be ends, actually. Yeah, that should be end. Okay, I will go to the next question. Whoa. Why are people judged for their actions without anyone hearing their side, without all perspectives being considered before drawing conclusions? Again, why are people judged for their actions without anyone hearing their side, without all perspectives being considered before drawing as conclusions? And I will add another question too, which includes with this: when did we unlearn how to listen first? what is the problem here? When did we unlearn how to listen first? I've experienced, for example, to giving my point of view, that there were kind of situations in the past where people were judged for something which they didn't do, and no one has asking them. No one was going to this person and asking, did you did this? Did you did that? Is there something you need to tell me? And it's also that friends went to another persons, spreading rumors to cause stress, to cause drama within the scene, which brought more tension, and also is a kind of divide. I have to tip, sorry. I have to work. I try to hop later if I can. Have a good day. Have a good day too. Thank you for being here and asking questions, giving your answers. It was cool to talk with you. And what happened is that when I go back to that, what I've explained is we need to listen all the sides to getting a proper opinion, a proper conclusion about it. It gives certain moments where there's no possibility to do that actually. When we speak about harassment, abusement, I think you all can agree that we need to secure the victim first. This is really important. We need to secure the victim first in this case. And when this actor or actress in this case, I don't know, did that things that really harm the person, then we are not able to hearing the other side, even if we have many evidences for it. It doesn't matter at all. When we have many evidences, we do not need to hear the other side because we have the evidences. I will also share the stream to others again, that people are able to listen to it. We will continue with the questions in a couple of minutes. In a certain moment. So no worries. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Another one. So, but I think this is also, when we take this example beside, it's sometimes difficult to handle a situation, but when there's no harassment, when there's no abusement, why we hesitate to also talk with the person who is getting this accusation? I do not get it. I don't get it, really. But I will go to the next question here, and it is already question number 8. Why is there no real discourse anymore? Where are the spaces where we actually talk to each other? And I'm not speaking about once in a year. This doesn't help. For example, in an event as a program. This doesn't help. We can't make people care to put the community into consideration, their own think of themselves. But is the community not an environment where we should take care about each other, where we should care about what others feeling, if they feel uncomfortable, that we need to care about this person, that this person feels comfortable? where is there the justice when people only think about themselves, when they are in a scene or in a community where they're not alone? Because we all start by several purposes with the dance, about social media, about what we have seen on the TVs in the past, or a friend is showing you the dance and introducing you to the community. And this scares people away too, you know, if you do not care about the others. Of course, there's a certain kind of healthy ego you need to have, that you need to care. You need to take care about yourself. But when you see some injustice, without being biased against each side, you can stand up and talk. You can stand up and ask questions, and this should be an important thing. I will repeat the question. Why is there no real discourse anymore? Where are the spaces where we actually talk to each other? I experienced that it gives certain kind of events where you have a program, meetup, tournament, masterclass, etc. You all know that. But they have also then a talk, for example, and a talk only happens in this moment, but afterwards, not. There's nothing anymore then. We do not learn anything when we just attend to one talk and leave. I think we all have similar goals or similar dreams for the scene, and we should take care about that and speak more often about things to clear them up, seeking for solutions, bringing the stance further, and the best things we can. So this should be, I would not say mandatory, but unwritten rule. You also can share this live stream to others, for someone who is maybe interested in it, and for someone who... We need to create these spaces in a way that everyone is heard. 100 points. Absolutely agree. Everyone should be heard. Everyone. So again, you can share this live stream to others. Oh, hello Frido. Nice that you joined. I'm speaking about things that I have in my mind. I have prepared questions. Nick is here. Hello. So for those who joined, I have here questions about what is in my head. Questions what also certain kind of people have, but do not speak it out loud because they are in fear of being labeled as a hater or something like that. And I'm worried about what happened recently in our scene. There's more division than ever. There's more tension than ever. And I think it's important and necessary that we talk about it in a way that no one is getting offended. This is not about pointing out someone. This is not about labeling names. This is about questions that concerns all of us. Hello, Daniel. So this live stream will be uploaded on YouTube, not on Insta, on YouTube. And for those who are not able to join the live stream, they have the opportunity to watch it afterwards on my YouTube channel. Man like Lotus. So I will go to the next question. So you have also the opportunity to giving your point of views after the question, yeah, or whatever you want. So let's continue. Why do we keep playing out of conflicts online instead of addressing them directly? Why do we keep playing out our conflicts online instead of addressing them directly? I've experienced that very often, that there's a certain kind of people who's creating tension online and searching for unhealthy discussions, and making conflicts against people, exposing them, making them feel bad. But is it really a thing which brings us further? I don't think so. Addressing someone online, keep playing conflicts online, is not what the scenes in this case bring us further. It only causes that people are scared away, leaving the scene, or do not talk with each other anymore because they're getting an opinion about a person which is not what we want nowadays. The questions are quite big. We have over 20 here. And it's also about, don't get me wrong, but we have many people there young. They are underage or kind of overage, over 20. It doesn't mean that you cannot be mature as a person who is over 20. But sometimes this inner child is coming out and pointing fingers to each other like, you did that, you are shit, and bro, what the heck, that is not good. And I can address it to myself. I was also a kind of person in the past who do not make conflicts, but discussing in a way which was not respectful to the other. I will continue with the next question. What do we actually gain by bringing up old mistakes over and over? Who does that actually help? I think maybe you have a topic in your mind. I will repeat. What do we actually gain by bringing up old mistakes over and over? Who does that actually help? What is your point of view when you're hearing this question? I was also that kid, but we grow. Exactly. The life is there for making mistakes and being a better version of yourself day by day. We are not perfect. We are humans. And we are allowed to make mistakes, but it gives a difference between making a mistake and learn from it and making a mistake and do it again and again and again and again. That is not what helps. Yeah. To the question I've asked here, about what do we actually gain by bringing up old mistakes over and over? Who does that actually help? It gives a kind of character from people. They are resentful and bringing up all these mistakes again. For example, you brought misinformation to the people. Years are gone, you're getting older, you are getting more mature, you are practicing more and more, and you don't care about that anymore. But there's a certain kind of people, they're still pointing this mistake out, what you did in the past, and do not able to see that you are maybe in a way to don't do it anymore. One person is getting accused, for example, for mistakes, what he did, and I was defending him many times, like, what is your problem? What you want to express me? Is it not possible to give a person a second chance? Hello, we gain nothing by holding into the past. No, we gain nothing. This is true, we gain nothing, but we can learn from what happened in the past. It takes time to learn these lessons. Yes, by some people less, by some people more time, but it takes time. This is right. It does not make anything as a benefit. In case you misinformed, you should acknowledge that and let the people you misinformed know about it. That's closing the circle. And that is what the person did. And this person gets still accused by these things. Daphne, you know what I mean. You know who I'm talking about. This is not about calling out names here. This is about asking questions who concerns to all of us. To those who are joined the live stream, this live stream will be uploaded on YouTube and not here on Instagram, and you are able to watch the whole live stream and also speaking with your community locally, or in your country about it. So I will go to the next question. Why is the accusation always so quick that events are only made for money from people who have never been there and have no idea what actually goes into it? I repeat, why is the accusation always so quick that events are only made for money from people who have never been there and have no idea what actually goes into it? This accusation comes so often, you cannot imagine how often that comes. People only making events for doing money. But do you really know what the people are doing? Do you really know how much sleepless nights it costs? Do you really know how much stress it costs to creating an event for people they loving the dance? If you don't know, and you're just pointing your finger out to the event, then you shouldn't judge about it. You shouldn't bring an opinion which has no weight in this case. Yeah? So, I will go to the next one here. The problem is the dance has always been for the underground and the mainstream doesn't understand that. But why it is only for the underground? Why it is not possible for others to make a different thing, to also bring a dance further? It gives many dance styles that were underground first, or some dance styles, and they grew up, developed, and bringing more people. This is a big difference what people doesn't see. If you keep this dance underground, it gives many people, they will not getting in touch with the dance. But for example, when you're creating an event where people are able to travel there, or even for people they never heard about the dance before, they're getting an interest about it. And it's not only about finding it on the internet and hey, there's a tutorial or there's a tutorial. It's sometimes, for example, more an advantage when you see that in person and when you having another kind of view. Out of emotion, insecurity and ego, they're quick to rip it down. Yes, I have been on both sides of that coin, but once you take accountability for your emotions, you are able to see it's not okay. And this is right. It is not okay. It is not okay. And there's nothing wrong with the underground scene. Nothing. No one is talking about that. But why it is also so hard for some people from the underground scene to see how much advantage that has to bring the dance further. Hello to those who joined the live stream. I hope you're fine and healthy. I have getting a migraine. Hello, Melbourne, Sheffield, Barcelona. I hope you're fine too. So these questions here are for all of us. They're concerns by all of us. And this is not about pointing fingers to each other or calling out someone, yeah. So I will not calling out some names. There will no names dropping here. And I will go to the next question here, which includes the question before. Is there even an awareness of what it means to found an event with your own private money, and that the goal is simply to break even? Hello, Clau. Cool that you joined. Hope you had a great rest after your work. So I will repeat that. But before I repeat, I will see. Okay, just a message. Is there even an awareness of what it means to found an event with your own private money, and that the goal is simply to break even? You can also giving your point of view. My point of view and my experience about it is I'm also an event organizer with my team. I have 2 separate teams for 2 events, the summer edition in Berlin and the winter edition in Cologne. I think the biggest problem is that most people don't understand it's not our decision to make when it comes to where it came from. There are still people who have a say, but who's saying it's not our decision to do some things? We have a free will, and you cannot deny that we have a free will. It's natural. So I'm going back to my point of view. I know how much money, stress, sleepless nights it costs to create an event, to bringing people together on one place. Some people were already in my event and getting in touch with the experience. If you do not get supported by the state where you're living, by the country where you're living, if you do not have sponsors, or you do not have a company, you invest your own private money on it. And this is what many people underestimate. And you cannot imagine how much money it costs to rent a location, to buy the flights and accommodations for the judges you invited. You cannot imagine how much insurance you need to buy. Insurance for the event location as well. If something goes broken, that you don't need to pay that. Music rights, it's also a thing, especially here in Germany. They just cancelled the battle here that was going to be in Tampa. Oh no, that's hard. So there's so many costs to cover, yeah. And even if you make a meetup outside, you maybe need a permission to make the meetup outside because of the police and also of the people they live around. If you don't have an space where you can do it without being bothered by the police, then you need a permission, or you need to have good luck that no one is calling the police. So the judges, you need to pay the flights for them. You need to pay the accommodation for them. You need to giving them a fee for the time as a judge and as a workshop instructor. And you cannot imagine how much money it is. It is a lot. It is really a lot. And it gives people, they're complaining a lot about the events without being there and without getting an impression, sitting behind of the keyboard, writing their things like blah 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 blah, and creating tension. I do not say that here in the chat is someone who does that, but this opinion has no weight when you just from your opinion without attending to an event, without traveling to a country where something has happened. It does not bring you further. It holds you back. It holds you definitely back. Of course, battles are not a type of the culture of shuffle, even not for shapes. But it gives people, they want to test them out themselves. It gives people, they want to see how much, where is the limit, where is the border. And if they found out the border, they have something what they need to lap on. Because sometimes you don't see it, and then you attend to an event to see that. And there's nothing wrong with battling. Nothing wrong. I love to battle. I really love to battle in shuffle. But you can do it respectfully. Shaking the hands with the opponent, or hugging them before the round and after the round. Yeah, it's not about, oh my god, I need to win and I'm the best. Who's saying that? Who is saying that you need only to battle to know if you are the best or not? It gives people in our scene, they are so underestimated by their skill, and one of them is joined the live stream, and this is Kaysen. This case, hello. So many people are underestimated, and when they have the opportunity to battle in a tournament, then you see how much potential this person has. And there's nothing wrong to win a title if you are not in a position to getting an arrogance after that, like, you all are weak, I am the best. That might be not the case for your place of living, but you can easily see the arrogant attitude from people in the US. They don't want to learn. Well, you cannot addressing this thing to all of the people from the US. That is not fair for the people. Yeah, it's something you need to understand. Not all of them are the same. So I will go to the next question, and this question is one of the hardest. Why can't the commercial side of our scene sit down with the street and freestyle side? And why can't it work to the other way around either? As someone from the US, you are correct. I will repeat. Why can't the commercial side of our scene sit down with the street and freestyle and underground side? And why can't it work the other way around either? What is your point of view? This live stream will be uploaded on YouTube, that you have the opportunity to watch it after that. To giving you my point of view about this question is because we have a communication problem. You say something which is your right to say when it's not bothering or insulting this person, and the other side transferring that as hate, and that happened a lot, very often and very quick. And this is not what the dance is bringing further in this case. It only brings more harm into the scene, more harm into the community. And it gives many people who I know, they do not talk anymore. They just observe and see how the scene, the community divides themselves in a way which does not help. So, they don't understand the original form. They just see social media, they never knew the YouTube days. I think the main disconnect is there's different types of people, as said many times. There's a clear indication of mainstream and people who are underground. Look, there's nothing wrong with that we have both sides of the metal. The commercial side, the mainstream side, and the underground side. There's nothing wrong. Yeah? But some people are not willing to sitting to each other and talk, regardless on which side you are. And we all want the same or similar thing, right? We want to break the dance in a direction that it never dies. And when we do not talk about it, when we're not sitting down and talk about that, we cannot search for solutions. We cannot expecting that everything is going good. We cannot sit there and spreading positivity in a way which is more toxic than positive. This is not what. This is not good. This is not good for me. I don't know what you think about it, but for me, this is not good. And this includes with the next question here. Hallo Julian, lange nichts mehr von dir gehört. Both sides share similar goals, so why do they operate so separately as if they have nothing in common? Both sides share similar goals, so why do they operate so separately as if they have nothing in common. Migräne, deswegen bin ich gerade in einem dunklen Zimmer und habe hier nur mein Raumlicht an. Mache ich aber gerade meinen Livestream, bevor meine Migräne schlimmer wird. Werde ich es dann beenden. If you knew the YouTube days, you knew the road. It wasn't about seeing. The biggest problem is it doesn't connect to the history. We want to talk about making things commercial, and that we lose the true essence of what Melbourne Shuffle was. I think it's because that we have not many people, they educate themselves and not researching for informations. And there's a lot of informations, not only on YouTube. I, for example, read a book about it and interviewing plenty of people. So do you think it will be impossible to have a group convo in Discord, for example, and both sides to discuss it? No, I'm really positive. And I'm up to hear all the sides, because we're sharing similar goals, as I said. And we only can know what the other side is thinking when we're sitting down and talk about it. Right? To the book project, I'm interviewing a plenty amount of people and found out so many informations besides there's not officially on YouTube. I don't think the other side is willing to learn or understand or listen. But why? The thing is, why? Is it because they don't want? Is it because they do not care about the culture of the dance? Is it because they think they do the right thing and others don't? Magda, hello. I'm speaking here about things that are in my mind, some questions I have. If you have something to say after I'm giving the question, you are feel free to giving your point of view. This video will be uploaded on YouTube for all the people they wanna watch that. It's like the popular kids trying to come to the edgy table and pretend to be us after they bullied us for many years. Not an easy thing to fix. Yeah, but we can start. What is us holding back to start? What is the reason why we sitting there and do not do anything? Anything is possible. We can. There are solutions, and the first solution is to talk. Even if the other side gave us the feeling that they bullied us. It does not mean that we have similar goals. It just means that they may be not supporting the point of views that you have, right? I will ask you a question now, because they don't want to be wrong or look at the problems. There is no perfectionism. There's no way to not making mistakes. You only grow as a person if you make mistakes. You only grow if you accept them to yourself that you did a thing which was not true. And if you're not willing to accepting that you were wrong in a case, then bro, you cannot expect that you grow as a person. Hello, Angel. They are the ones leading the most people, and most are being led astray. As someone who has grown up with the YouTube days dancing at 14, it just really sad where it has gone, and it's true, they aren't ready to change. I started when I was 17 and it was the YouTube days, so I started in 2013. Hi, I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to be here because I'm traveling and my internet connection is not stable. No worries, I will upload the live stream on YouTube, so you can watch everything and share it with your community in Poland as well if you are leaving a chat, so no worries. The next question is a hard one too. I think every question is hard. What could happen if these two sides actually talk to each other? What could we build together? Hello, Joanna. What could happen if these two sides actually talk to each other? What could we build together? I'm not here to pointing out some names, calling out some people. It's not about that. It's about asking questions which concerns to us. And it gives some people, I think, they have questions in your mind, but scared to ask them because of the fear to be judged, fear to be labeled as a hater. I don't want that anymore. The other side is too blind. That sounds that you're tired, that you tried it a lot and you're tired. And this is not a cool result. But I'm still positive. I'm still positive about that because not all are the same, and also from the other side, not all are the same. We have a sentence in German which is, sometimes you can't see the forest because of the trees. Sometimes you can't see the forest because of the trees. And by some people it's maybe the case. The power of views are more strong. And this is really dangerous as well. Because if you have a high amount of reach and you're influencing people by what you're expressing, you can telling them lies and they believe it. For example, the earth is flat. Sounds ridiculous, right? But people can believe that because they believe in you. You have the high amount of reach. We could actually become the top style in the end community, but the division keeps us from that. In the EDM community. Yeah. True. It's true. And I think we can go to the next one here. To the next question. And also, if you have something to ask here, not throwing your point of view, also a question for me, feel free to ask. I will go to the next one. Why do people take actions without being aware of the risks and dangers involved? What happens when something goes wrong and no one thought it through beforehand? Why do people take actions without being aware of the risks and dangers involved? What happens when something goes wrong and no one thought it through beforehand? What is your opinion? When it comes down to it, it's a turf war. It's literally like the red versus blue. I can only mention one situation which happened recently, and I was getting flashbacks because it happened in the past that this moment causes a lot of damage. There were someone who has uploading a video here on Instagram and was really happy to inform us about something which is really cool for her and maybe also cool for some of the viewers. But this person do not see the danger behind of it. Because the moment where it happened over 15 years ago brought many people to the fact that they left the scene. They were a kind of scandal. people were so pissed about it. So pissed. You cannot imagine, they were so pissed. It's not because it's wrong to write with music artists. This is totally good. And this should be for the future also a thing that we should do it often. But when the dance, what they represent from us, is represented in the worst way, with poor technique, lack of understanding for the culture, lack of understanding for the foundations as well, lack of understanding for everything, then it doesn't represent the dance in a way it deserves. It is reduction, not recycling. It is reduction. Question, do you think that if the red flu thing actually happens, it will be a step back? Or do you think there's only 1% possibility that something... Honestly, it's a bad idea. When they realize the project is a bad idea. It's maybe a good idea from themselves, but it's a bad idea in general, because many people commented below this post, it is a bad idea. They shared their thoughts. Of course, this guy and his group brought in the past many people into the scene. They were fascinated for the dance. And also some people getting an understanding after that what this group and this person did with the dance. And when they make a remake with the same song, then it brings more damage, because it looks like we do not learn from the past. It looks like that we are not able to realizing what actually the danger is, in my opinion. So there is no possibility. And when there is 1% possibility, then only for those who see a benefit in the reach and in the views, but not for the rest of the world. And there's an open question I want to ask you. Imagine you are the person who's getting this opportunity. You make the post, you telling about that, you're really happy, etc. Do you want to carry this weight worldwide, internationally, alone as one person? Do you want to carry that responsibility? Do you want to make this project happen and realizing after that immediately that was a really bad idea and you get the backlash of your life? Can you handle that? Are you so strong that you can handle that? If the whole world sees that, what you as a person did with the dance, you will getting a mental breakdown. And I predict that you will getting a mental breakdown. And it's maybe for some people good, but for the rest of the world who spent a lot of years in the dance, who spent plenty of time in the training, years by years, travel to another cities, they will always remember on that what you did with the scene and with the culture of the dance. And this is the reduction. The reduction is to represent the dance in a way which is not respectful. Also, I would have to mean that the other side was wrong. Wait. I wish I could stay, let's say, more, but I have an appointment and I'm willing to be in conversation with the others on the other side if they're willing to hear us out. Hey, thank you for giving your point of view. It's not a good idea. We have better options like Romance Planet, for example. Oh shit, I don't want to write here. When she said old school. Alright. Also, it would have to mean that the other side was wrong and no one likes admitting that they have wrong. They would have to come to the realization that everything they've learned was a lie. The power of views, like I said, is more important than anything else. Hello, Jenna. Don't get me wrong, I read the comments. No, I don't get you wrong. It's just what I have explained here. And hey, thank you for your question. Every question has a right to be asked, so there's no wrong question. It doesn't exist stupid questions, only stupid answers. So, we go to the next question here. Why do so many people see nothing important in the culture, even though culture is what is the dance is really made of? I repeat. Why do so many people see nothing important in the culture, even though culture is what this dance is really made of? And Angel, I love you too. I've seen that message, but I was not able to answer in that moment. It's because it's two separate cultures trying to claim they're the same clear state. Okay. But these are not the same. These are not the same. The freestyle underground side is not the same as the commercial side. It's nothing wrong that we have a commercial side of the dance. Nothing. And I really like it. But you cannot sit down and saying we are the same. Influencers culture isn't rave culture. But it gets projected as that because they're too lazy to practice the real thing, bro. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of control. Again, I have mentioned that I'm writing a book and I'm interviewing a plenty amount of people. And one guy said something which I posted recently in a story. Understand the rave and you understand the dance. Because the dance was created in the rave scene, where there was no judgment, where everyone is equal, by music which is founded and created by the black community, who starts a fight against social injustice, starts a fight against people they hated, other people from the queer community. In the rave scene, everyone is equal, regardless of the skin color, regardless of the sexual orientation, regardless of everything. You are you. You are just a human. And if we bring only the dance into the influencer part, the whole essence of the dance is gone. Because then we have the toxic positivity. Hey, everything good, we hugging and blah, 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 blah. But they're missing the whole essence because they was not getting in touch with the dance. And this is dangerous. This is dangerous. You need to getting in touch with the rave. You need to getting in touch with that. Even the rave is small or bigger. It doesn't matter. But you only can understand the dance when you go to the roots. Acknowledge the roots of the dance, and then you understand it better than ever. But you can't change people's personality. People don't get along in general in the scene. It's always career moves. Look, I'm a teacher too. I'm also looking for my career as a teacher. Yeah, and this is nothing wrong about it. To having a career as a dance teacher, especially not for shuffle. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. I'm not earning the biggest money for it, but I love to do that. But even if you are a teacher, even if you're having a career as a dancer in this dance style, you need to acknowledge the roots. You need to know where this dance is coming from, regardless if you like it or not. No one is saying you need to accept everything. No one say that, but you need to know where this dance is coming from. No wonder why they never show up in any raves or battles or activities, because they are in their own community or industry. In the industry. Good word. Whew. I will go to the next one. How is the community supposed to grow when honesty gets punished? How is the community supposed to grow when honesty gets punished? Have you ever experienced to be honest to someone and you getting punished for it? When you say something which is true, which many people agree with you, but you're getting punished by the other side? Community isn't a clique built around someone's visual representation. Man, you're spilling facts over facts. Fact over facts. They sent glimpse. Okay, hello to the next person here. Someone is spelling. I hope someone's opening the door, because I'm not willing to stay up, and my headache is killing. Is killing me. Amen to that. Honesty is not what is wrong, or should be not wrong. It is the thing how you express something. It gives a difference, and so sorry when it sounds a little bit like, when you hear that, it's just my tobacco. It gives a difference between being honest and kind, and being honest and being not kind. Like an ass. If you're behaving like garbage, it doesn't bring it forward. I'm a lot of pain, so the expression is flowing. Yo. I see that. And we are almost done with the questions. So, when this video is uploaded on YouTube, you can see everything, and also you can share it with your friends or to people who should listen that. I'm just a guy who loves to dance. I'm not a person who dictating you how you should behave or what you should do. I'm just a guy who has something inside that needs to come out in a way that we are willing more to talk. We are more in the opportunity to talk to each other, to bring the dance in a way which brings more people, and also bringing more people to the new generation, especially the kids here in Europe. We have 2 less kids in Europe who is dancing the dance style. So, I will go to the next question. Hallo Pascal, cool, dass du hier bist. But I want to tell me what to do. Man, you have your own brain, you have your own head and your own will. Okay, the next one is harder. Why are there still so many moments where misinformation gets spread without anyone bothering to look up first? Why are there still so many moments where misinformation gets spread without anyone bothering to look up first? The danger about misinformation is that it causes confusion to the people who getting in touch with the dance first, getting experience with the dance. And I will give you an example. Would you rather be educated from day one, that you know the difference? Not in a class, but that you, when you start asking questions, that someone is willing to give you the answer. Would you rather be that, or spending time with the dance and found out after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, that it was not the same information or not the right information? This is not what the dance should give you. This is not what it brings the dance forward when you only bring misinformation. And again, it only causes confusion. confusion to people who spend time then with misinformation and missing time instead of being educated. And there's one rule. You're not able, you should not, as a teacher, talking in the first classes about this and that and that and that and that and where this is coming from, bring that piece by piece by piece by piece by piece, instead of talking like a book. Because creating their own misinformation makes them feel special. They want to say they claimed it first, and that's where it becomes about ego. Okay. Yeah. Because they look up to influencers that are misinformed too, and people that has the right sources they're lazy to read or look at because they are afraid to be wrong from their idols. One big misinformation which I see recently is that people thinking if you do different patterns of T-step, for example, on the side, on the front and back, that you are doing rocking. And I'm getting so mad so often when I see that, not because of the person, but because of the information about that. There is a huge misconception about that. I can talk by personal experience. Obviously, I'm not an OG. No shit, Sherlock. But I did my research. I didn't assume that everything I saw on TikTok was correct. And this is the danger about social media. Social media can cause many misinformations by people who are not educated enough by the dance. And this causes more problems for the people. They're getting in touch with the dance, for example, on social media. They want to go further and they're thinking everything is the same, or this steps and this steps and this steps are also into the shuffle. But it is not. It is not. And when we talk about rocking in a misconception, it is a style and a synonym. A style as a shuffle style and a synonym for going to a club, saying that you as a person dancing purely free. This guy is rocking. This girl is rocking. Let's rock together. Going to a club. These are the synonyms. These are the synonyms for rocking. And rocking is also a style. And I know that because of the people from Melbourne. And you can respect it or not. But the Australians created the dance. The Australians created the dance, and you need to acknowledge that and you need to respect that. Lotus is like a Malaysian Running Man and not doing it. Malaysian Running Man tutorials nowadays. Okay. I will go to the next one. Are we even aware of how drastic it is for the future of the scene, for those who came after us when it comes to misinformation? Are we even more aware of how drastic this is for the future of the scene, for those who come after us? When I go to Innova Dance sessions, all of them knows what the history is. All of them knows who created the dance. All of them knows what the basics is. And the base have a name. They're not labeled with another name. They just have one name. Bounce and rock, hip hop. For example, in crump, jazz pop, stomps, bounce, arm swings, arm placements. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. It's still there. They're more educated than us because they are willing to talk to each other, sitting down and asking questions, talking with the founders from the dance or with people that are pioneers, OGs from the scene. They know everything about it. Yes, we are aware. Yes, I hope so. I hope really that we are aware about that. 3 questions left. What we have lost when we can no longer speak openly with each other. What have we lost when we can no longer speak openly with each other? I don't know. I don't really know. It's cool that some people are still here and watching and curious enough about it. I really appreciate it. Really, thank you so much for watching the stream or writing here in the stream, regardless if you have a good point of view or not. This is not what is this live stream about. It's about that we need to communicate more. It's about that we need this communication for the future. Only with communication we can solve problems. Expression. Yep. I know we have brains, but I'm gonna piggyback on Onlyhop's request and ask you, what is your advice to help us help the community? Whoa. First and foremost, be able to communicate without insulting other sides. Second, research and education. Look on resources. Look on YouTube. Speak with people that are more experienced in the dance. Asking them questions. Third, when there's misinformation and someone is telling you that, hey, I've learned by day 1 this, by day 2 this, say to this person, this is not right. Be there not as a hater. Be there not as a person who is calling out someone. Be there as a mentor. Be there as someone who wanna brings you further, not holding you back. Organizing meetups. Introduce the meetup culture. Telling the people that the meetup culture is for everyone. Do not be judged. Each one teach one. Making conversations after meetup, sitting down and talk about everything. Only with communication you can solve all the problems. There will come in questions, there will come in some ideas, events, etc. Educating the new generation with the history, piece for piece. There is also another problem. We are living in Spain, but it's not as detrimental as it is. And solution is to have talks one-to-one about this and approach respectfully. And if we are leaders from one... Yep, it's true. It's true. If we are leaders of our city, it's important to educate everyone inside of it. Yes, it is. It is smart and kind education. Hello Daza, I hope you're good. You're almost joining at the end of the stream. You can watch the stream later on YouTube. I will upload it on YouTube. And you can also share it to the others. This live stream is not about pointing fingers to others. It's about questions that concerns to us in a way that we need to think about. Because I'm just a guy who loves to dance, but I see how the scene is getting more divided than ever. More stress, more problems, more dramas. And it doesn't bring the dance further. I don't know what's going on in Colombia, but I've heard many positive things about Colombia. I'm open to talk in private about this too. Okay, I will go to the next question here. When did the division start and did... What? and that we maybe allowed it to happen to ourselves. When did the division start, and did we maybe allow it to happen ourselves? This person is also trying to create and lead a community. Yep. It is. When did we allow that the division start and happen? A thing which is very sensitive. When did wait, can you repeat the question, please? Yes. When did the division start, and did we maybe allow it to happen ourselves? The division started with cutting shapes being labeled as shuffle, and also the problem that came up with party rock and TSI putting shuffle dance as an umbrella. Well, there's nothing wrong to creating an umbrella with all the styles that we in shuffle have, but you cannot put the dance style, which is not evolved, under an umbrella of a dance, from a dance. Like, shapes is not developed or evolved from shuffle. And influence of spreading this and the rest of people behind it. The umbrella term causes small problems when helping. It brings hierarchy. The division began in my mind. I tried to trace it back. We lost the sense of community when Instagram changed. We used to watch and appreciate others' dance. That is gone nowadays. Yep. For me, the division starts already 10 years ago, when videos blobbed up on YouTube, shuffle compilations, and you see people shaping. But shapes was already defined as a dance in 2010, 2012. And it is not developed from shuffle, because it's an independent dance, like shuffle is. Coming to the last question. Why is the place where our dance was born not acknowledged, and why is there so little respect for that? Why is the place where our dance was born not acknowledged, and why is there so little respect for that? I have experienced that, and I know many people from Australia. They are treated disrespectful by other parts of the world. Otherwise, some people from Australia, especially one, tried to be kind to one, and he was labeled as a professor of the dance, but he is maybe the third or fourth generation of the dance. He dances longer than me, longer than, for example, I think everyone else here who is watching that. The thing is, if we don't acknowledge the roots and respecting where it comes from, we are automatically less respecting the dance itself, because it's then just a dance without a root. It's like a tree without a root, or a tree without leaves, and the tree is the origination, or let's say the tree is the location of the dance, where the dance was coming from, where the dance was created, with all the sources behind. If we do not acknowledge and respect that, we have less respect for the dance. The art dies if the roots die. True. True. They have the tree/plant and saying I love my tree/plant and no putting water on it. Yep. True. And a tree or a plant will die without the water. A tree without the leaves, and the leaves are laying on the bottom, it's just a tree without a connection with all the leaves. And the tree or the roots of the dance are like veins. And the veins, they have blood, or in this case, the veins from the leaves, the veins from the tree/the root is the origin, is where the dance is coming from in our case. And we should treat it as a full tree with full leaves, which is healthy, and not an unhealthy tree. Basically, this example is the same people that says nobody cares nowadays about the culture. She deleted the comment, but I screenshotted it. I think it's really difficult when people saying nobody cares about the culture nowadays. Who are you to saying that, to speak for everyone, to say nobody cares? Do you know everyone? Do you know all the people that are using this dance? Probably not. It is easy to write that comment without thinking that, no, not for me, not for me. The culture is important. When we, for example, have here this hand is the culture, and here's the dance. It goes together. When someone's saying no one is caring about the culture anymore, this happens. A dance without a culture is not a dance anymore, in my opinion. The culture is the most important thing, because the culture is what the dance, how the dance was born back in the days. The culture brings us the ideas to create this dance, not the other side. The culture is the rave culture. The culture is the music. The comment gave me insomnia last night. Without the culture, less understanding. Less understanding for the dance, less expression. Less expression, less performance in general. Regardless if you wanna improve yourself so hard or not. If you wanna have a high level or not. It doesn't matter. So I recommend, do not say culture is not important. If someone's saying that, then it's just that the person does not care about the dance in general, in my opinion. And at this point, I would say thank you so much for watching the live stream. It was a pleasure to talk with y'all. How do we all... Whoa, bro. I was almost ending the stream and you come with essence. How do we teach essence? You wanna hear my answer? You can only teach the essence if you go with your students to a rave. Or with the people who want to show the essence. Go to a rave and you understand the essence. Damn, I caught the very end. No worries, guys. So the live stream will upload it on YouTube and you can watch it afterwards. You can think about the questions. You can send it to your friends and to people. They might be interested for this topic. I was telling here about my worry about what is happening recently in the dance scene with the division and also with the industry side and the freestyle side / underground side, and also about unable to having good conversations. But yeah, if you want to teach essence, go to raves. Go to clubs, go to raves, with your people, with your students, and do not say anything, just say experience, feel. Put the phone away as far as you can in the wardrobe. Do not bring the camera from your phone. Like, this is not how you. Doesn't it upload to your IG profile too? No, I do not want. That's why I make it better on YouTube. If you go to a rave, if you go to a club and you're having the phone right here, you do not feel the essence. You cannot touch the essence of the dance. So put the phone away in a wardrobe with your wallet. Don't consume drugs. Do it sober. Do it sober. Experience that the whole night. And after you leave and after you have all your belongings back, talk. Talk. Talk with the people who went to the rave. Let it sink for a while. To getting an effect of it, like, and don't do it once. Do it more often. You need to understand it more and more. If you go more often to it, by one time it doesn't change anything. You need to go more to raves, more to clubs to understand the essence of the dance. Alright? So, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for bringing your point of views, for asking me questions, for listening me. It was almost 2 hours where I'm speaking freely. It was the first time in my life that I'm making a live stream and speak so long about a topic which is in my mind. I'm just a guy who loves to dance, as I said, and I wanna see this dance in a way in the future which we can staying there and saying, hey, we were part of that and we searched for solutions and we found the solutions. Because what I've learned is stay positive as much as you can. Stay positive. Don't bring negativity. It gives bad days, but don't let this bad day influence you the whole time. When will it be uploaded to YouTube? I think in the evening, so in a few hours. If you have something to say to me, you can write me a private message about everyone else. Channel name is the same as your IG. It's not Lotus Official. I think it's only Lotus. I do not have my channel name in my mind. Oh, that's ridiculous. But I will share the link to you. No worries. Yes, so I miss you too, Angel. And have a nice day. Stay healthy. Eat good food. Do workouts. Do dancing. Labbing. Educate yourself. Experience the dance. Experience the essence. And do everything what brings the dance forward. Don't be an example, a bad example of people who calling out names, who pointing out of old mistakes. To be resentful doesn't bring us further. And in this point, goodbye.